What's up, guys? It's your girl Stacy back with another video. It's been a while. Apologies. Well, so let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright guys, so we're here for a AlignerCo update video. One lady mentioned in my comment section under a few other videos that they wanted to find out what was going on since I completed the AlignerCo journey and was now on to my, what am I doing right now? I'm on my retainers. So I'm doing my retainers. So I'm 6 months in right now for my retainers, and this is how it's going. So actually it's going pretty well. If you looked at my last video, you know that I was trying to figure out if I was going to follow the rules anymore because I had found that I had 7 more months of this treatment. I was not feeling it. I'm like, I just did like 9-10 months. I was not trying to do another 7. I was over that. I wasn't trying to do it anyway. But what I ended up doing was, for the first 3 months of that, I ended up following the directions. I kept wearing my retainers the way that I was wearing my aligners. Brushing my teeth 3 times a day, not keeping them out for too long. Occasionally it would be out for more than like 45 minutes, because I think they say you can only do, well, 45 minutes should be the max that you had your aligners out and your retainers out during this time. Sometimes it will go over, but not many times, and not by much. And then afterwards they said that I could, for the next 3 months, I could wear them 15 hours a day. First of all, 15 hours a day is a very weird number. And if you have a job, then you understand. Like, are you supposed to wear them all night and then wear them until like right in the middle of your shift at work and then remember somehow to take them out? I just knew I was going to be struggling with that. I was like, oh God, you know, I want these retainers out, but I'm probably going to forget, you know, when to take them out, you know, or whatever the case was. I mean, I guess you could set an alarm on your phone, but if you work any job that's not an office job, like where sometimes you're not always with your phone, it was just a mess. So I was trying that for a little bit, and then my job transferred me to a different location where my hours are completely crap. Okay, like I work from 3 p.m. to 1:45 a.m. in the morning, like, and so in the midst of all that, I'm trying to remember when's my 15-hour mark. No, probably not. So immediately after they transferred me, my schedule with my aligners went straight to crap, right down the toilet. So now, because of that, I only wear them when I'm sleeping. I'll put them in before I go to bed. I'll wake up, and right before I go and eat lunch, right before I go eat breakfast, I will take them out. And sometimes I even leave them at my home. I clean them, put them in my little tray, and I leave them at home. Sometimes I'll take them with me because I'm trying to figure out if I can leave them out until lunch and then put them back in. It's really, really stupid and really complicated. And thank you to my non-traditional 9 to 85 years later job, I have to figure it out. So, but right now I'm just putting them in when I'm sleeping, because that's the only thing that's constant in my new world, is eventually I'll get to sleep. So with that schedule, I haven't really seen anything drastic happen that probably shouldn't have. My teeth move all the time, as teeth do. So whenever my aligners are out for more than a certain amount of time, the gap that I closed in the front will open up just a smidge. Nothing crazy or even really noticeable, especially compared to the huge gap that I had before. So I'm basically going back and forth with that. I'm putting it in, it closes, I take them out, they slide open just slightly, and then I put them back in and they close again. So it looks like that's going to be a back and forth between me and my teeth for probably ever. So like I mentioned before, I'm 6 months into the 7-month term for the aligners. Now, AlignerCo did not mention whether or not after 7 months I'd have to keep wearing the aligners till I go to bed. I probably will, even if they say that I don't, only because I feel like my aligners keep my teeth, who are always moving and shifting around, from just taking liberties and doing with it whatever they want to do. So I think I'll continue to do that. I'm probably going to try to hit up AlignerCo pretty soon to ask for an additional pair of aligners, because I think you can, of retainers, because I think you can only hygienically wear them for like 6 months at a time. And these have been in, I think, a little bit more, maybe a little bit more than 6 months. At least that's what it feels like. So I'm probably going to be hitting them up pretty soon to see if I can pay for a pair. I believe they're like $50. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, so that's where we are. I guess I'll show you guys my teeth right now, because I don't currently have them in because I'm not sleeping. But this is what my teeth are looking like right now as of, what is it, September 6th, 2021. So here we are. All right, and if you did see that space there, I am missing teeth at the top. I had several of them pulled because they weren't, that gap in the front of my teeth wasn't allowing a few of the teeth, the teeth that I had, to come down and slide into place like they were supposed to. So we had to go in and remove like 7 from the top, including my wisdom teeth. And this was done when I was in the military, and they generally go after your wisdom teeth. If you still have them, they're taking them because they're such an issue. They can become such an issue, and then they actually stop, you know, people's careers. They put people's careers on pause in the military because they have to get those teeth removed because they become such a pain. So the Navy did take my wisdom teeth and a few other ones that weren't able to come down and break through the gums. So yeah, so I'm missing some teeth here and some in the back. And I'm happy to get rid of them. I'm happy to see them go. But if you notice, that front tooth, those 2 front teeth do have a small space in the front of them. When like I said, when I put my aligners or retainers back in, that'll go away for about an hour or so, and then it'll just kind of like shift a little. It's just not normal for those teeth to be close together. They're just not feeling it. They're not trying to obey the rules. So they're doing whatever they want. And we don't want that. I don't want that. All right. But that is it for the update. Let's see if there's anything else. Maybe. No. Like I said, I completed the AlignerCo journey. I have like 1 more month that they told me about the aligners that I have, that according to AlignerCo, that I have to have the aligners or retainers with me. So yeah, so end of October would probably be it. But like I said before, I'm gonna keep the aligners in just because my teeth do shift as they do, and I don't want to give them the opportunity to move back to where they were. So yeah, no bleeding gums, no pain. I will say this though, there is some snugness whenever I put my retainers back in, and that's just because that space and that they do shift. So if you are experiencing that, if you're on maybe your retainers and you're experiencing that, that's normal. What it shouldn't do, you shouldn't be in excruciating pain or anything like that. But it is snug, it is a little tight, it does go in with a bit of pressure, but it's nothing that's excruciating by any means. It doesn't cause my gums to bleed, it doesn't irritate them or anything. It's just snug for maybe 10 minutes or so, and then boom, you can't even really tell. Oh, I did want to address this one of the comments that was made about if you have to go back and do refinements. Okay, so this is my opinion on refinements. I think if they're absolutely necessary, by all means. The problem is that refinements cost like $200 with AlignerCo, and probably more with the other programs. So to avoid that, in my opinion, I think If you are not satisfied with the mock-up that you get at the beginning of your journey, please let them know. I don't know if anyone remembers, but in my first video, I told you guys that they were sending me several mock-ups that didn't make any sense. I was like, why would I want a huge gap right here? What will be the point of closing this one just to get one right here? That doesn't make any sense. And so I had them go back like 2, maybe 3 times to correct that. And the third time I told them specifically, I want these 2 front teeth closed, and I want you to push all those teeth as close together as you possibly can, with the exceptions of the premolars and the molars that they can't move in a reasonable amount of time. And they said that removing those teeth would be extremely painful, and it would extend your treatment for so long, and they don't recommend doing that, and they don't do that. So they was like, you'll just have to be okay with the like small, we'll just, minimize the small gaps on the side, which are totally fine. I have no problem with those. My biggest issue was the 2 front teeth. They took care of that. I'm good. So I didn't need to go back for any refinements. And to prevent that, I made sure that we were on the same page before I agreed to start the program, as it were. So if you're doing refinements, which I don't think should be necessary. Every 2 weeks you have to check in with AlignerCo. You have to provide at least 4 photos of your teeth, and then they tell you whether or not your treatment is on schedule. Now, if they're telling you that your treatment is on schedule, and then you get to the end of it and it's clearly doesn't look like the mock-up, then I would definitely be demanding refinements without pay, because they should be letting you know if something's not happening in according to the plan. And so, at that point in your journey or your program, they should be saying, hey, okay, your teeth are not following the plan that we laid out. Wear your aligner, wear number 4 for another 2 weeks, and let's see if we can get it going, or whatever medical suggestion that they have to get you back on track. So in my opinion, you shouldn't even really need refinements, because at least for the treatment that you agreed to in the beginning. Now, if you get to the end and you realize you don't like it, then if you want refinements, you have to pay the $200. That's just how it works, because you signed a contract agreeing to the fact that this was the treatment that you were approving. So if you decide at the end of it that you don't like it, they have to pay for those aligners to get those refinement aligners to get made. So they pass the cost down to you. But yeah, you shouldn't need refinements if the plan that you agreed to was the one you liked, or what have you. And like I said, if you get to the end and you don't like it, then yeah, the refinements are gonna cost you like $200. So when you guys are doing this and you're starting this program, be sure, don't be embarrassed to tell them to go back and redo it. You're paying like $900, $1,000, $1,100 for this. You deserve to get what you want. And if they just can't do it, then they just not the people for you, and go find another program. But don't pay for it or agree to it if you don't like it. Simple as that. Like, no. Because we're in the middle of a pandemic. People still ain't got no jobs. You ain't got no money and no time to be playing with these people with the funds you do have that could be spent on your other bills. No, don't do that. If you don't like it, do not sign the paperwork, period. And that is it. All right, guys, that is it for my little rant. Thank you guys so much for just being with me on this journey. I really do appreciate the support I've been getting. My comment sections and under these videos have been blowing up. Straight popping down there, and I appreciate it, you guys. And I really want to encourage you guys to continue the conversation down below, because it is helping out so many people, and I really appreciate this, becoming a community to help other people with their journeys. So if you have any questions, of course, pop them down in the comment section. I always answer them. If you have any advice you can give anybody else, please do. Let's be kind in the comment section. Everybody's experience is different. AlignerCo is not going to be for everybody. And yeah, thank you again guys, for your support. I really appreciate it. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section, as I said before. Yeah, and I guess stay tuned. Bye.